Can you hear me okay? Is that a yes or a no? Okay. The bar is now closed and it will be closed till all the presentations and speeches are finished. So I've got a wee bit of hush please, thank you. Mr. Captain, Mr. Vice Captain, Mr. President, Lady Captain, Lady Vice Captain, guests, visitors, ladies and gentlemen, you're all very, very welcome here this evening for the presentation and dance for the 2016 Captain's Day. I hope you don't mind me wishing a very special welcome to Martin's daughters, Carrie and Emma. I'm not forgetting Emma's husband, Leo. Now, I don't know what all the cheers were about, because probably a lot of you maybe say, I don't really know Carrie, but I know Emma. Because why wouldn't we? Because every time we come through the front door and walk into this bar, and I do that a lot of times every day, every week, we see her photograph on the wall, and yes, Emma is still the ladies' record holder at County Armagh Golf Club. And I can tell you, Daddy just loves that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, could I ask you to put your hands together and give a really warm County Armagh Golf Club welcome to our 2016 Captain, Martin Oliver.
I'll say this rather slowly. The ONSEC used a word earlier on in the dining room, which was native. He's a native of Fermanagh. So at the end of the day, we're locals, he's a native of Fermanagh. So, Mr. President Walter, Madam Captain Una, Mr. Vice Captain Richard, and Madam Vice Captain Gail. I have this all written down, but I'm going to ad-lib for the wee way here. And somebody told me this would echo, so I have to give it away. Friends, guests, Carrie, Emma, and Leo. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that are here tonight, and I do thank you. One person wrote me a little letter about the fact that they couldn't be here tonight, and in his letter he stated that the warmth and the support of the people of this club would astound me. And I have to say, looking around and seeing all the young fellas, all the not so young and the older people, I really am taken aback by the amount of people that have actually come here. You couldn't all have won prizes. So, in so far as what I have to do here is stand, speak up and shut up. And in most instances, it's all a lot of thank yous. My son-in-law said to me today, I run this by him so somebody would hear it before I came here, and he says there's an awful lot of thank yous in it. It sounds like Elvis Presley. All you have to do is go at the end of it, So I've done it now to keep him happy, so he'll go to bed early. But I have to say, thank you very much for being here on this special occasion of mine. I'm truly honoured and humbled to be standing here before you as captain of this great club in 2016. And I'm indebted to the past captain, Richard Black, who actually had the courage to come and ask me to do this job. And I thank the members for endorsing his choice. I think he made a good choice. What do you think? Sorry, I went back for it. But this time last year, Richard stood up here and he made a speech and very eloquent and funny and everything else. Well, I won't be. The situation is, he warned me that the time would fly to Captain's Day, and I can't believe it has already come this far. So, in the tradition that he started last year, I'm going to say to Richard Stewart, I'm just going to advise, this is the start of my Brexit. When it comes to that, Richard, you've got to take note, it does fly, believe you me. So at the end of the day, from here on in, Richard, you'll be leaning on me. I'm not leaning on you. So from that, I have, as I said, I want to thank all the members for their support. Over the last 2 days, it has been phenomenal. And throughout the 18 months since I first started my duties as vice captain, I really have been astounded by the people who have supported me. That, again, maybe it's a thing that comes and goes, but I can remember the first day of my vice captaincy and people actually coming to you and saying, Mr. Vice Captain, and appreciating that you have a role to play in this club. And from the start, my role, I believe, was to try and improve everything in the club and take it forward. And maybe I've run a wee bit too fast at that for some people, but I want to have a future with the club, and I want the club to have a future for me. So that's what I want to do. I'll start off thanking the President Walter for all his help and support so far. We've had a few difficult situations to deal with, but at the end of the day, Walter has stood behind me and guaranteed me his support, so it does help. The Lady Captain Una and her Ladies Committee have been a great support and have done a lot of things behind the scenes for me and with me, and I really appreciate the spirit of the ladies coming together with the men in this club, which is a big sort of focus of mine, that we should be all more together as a club, and the women and the men working together for the benefit of the club. I'll just jump to today then, or over the last couple of days. The ladies who done the floor arrangement outside, Catherine McInerney, Anne O'Hare, Rita Grimley, Geraldine Rafferty, Bernie Rice and Sheila Steenson. I think they've done a fantastic job for me, so when you come in through the door, at least, it was a warm, colourful welcome, club colours, yellow and navy. I'm sorry about this microphone, but I don't often have to use it. So can we thank the ladies for that? And one of the most important things, and people actually have climbed over gates that are closed. On CCTV, we actually noticed somebody climbing over the gate at 1 o'clock the other morning just to get a look at the prizes. And this particular guy had already broken his foot and he had a plate in it, but he had to climb the gate because he left his keys in his car, and he left the car open, so he climbed the gate, but he didn't know the CCTV was watching him. So he has taken himself away, but I was hoping he was here so I could remind him of it, that he's on. And anybody wanted a DVD of it, we'll let you have it.
Where are you, Jerome?
But mentioning the prizes, I have to say, when they were at my home before we brought them here, they looked nothing. And I have to say, when the ladies actually put them out on display and everything else, I have to say I really like them too. So I have to thank Barbara Hamilton and Margaret Oates for their time and their efforts. No Captain's Day that I have attended has ever been sort of dreary from the word go, and I have first and foremost to thank Alan and Hilary Johnson. They've become synonymous with Captain's Days, I think, because they start off the morning with they sponsoring the coffee morning, and I do greatly appreciate what they've done for me, and the time they take, and all the ladies who actually help give that out. And I want to say the amount of people that came here to the coffee morning surpassed anything of my expectations. So I would like you to thank them for me. Just a couple of bits I've added on with regard to, I've had quite a few people give me messages and cards and everything else, and I've got messages from as far away as Hong Kong, my brother, and I got one there tonight just before I came out from Toronto. It was actually a text message on my home phone, and it was from Toronto, from Jerry and Jacqueline Kelly, so they're never far away from our thoughts. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the kind thoughts and goodwill that I have received in this last couple of days. It's been phenomenal. On the decoration today, we have 20 little flower pots, or whatever you call them, that surrounded the place, and they were kindly donated to me by Aidan O'Kane on the proviso that if we were finished with them, we could sell them at a fiver time. They're actually worth about £22 or something for Marie Curie. So anybody who would like one, it's a fiver, but put it in the bucket. Nobody else has it. Coming to what I've said, this is a great club, and it has been from 1893, and there's been quite a few captains since then. I don't know what number I am on the list, but I'm proud to be associated with all of those captains who have taken us to where we are now. But insofar as we're only as good as our course, and the attraction for people to come here is the course to start with, and I really have to thank Tom, the Green staff, and Tom's committee for actually doing exactly what I had asked to do for Captain's Day, and I think the Green staff have turned the course very well out for the last couple of days, and I hope that the 300 odd people who actually played it actually enjoyed it. So thanks again, Tom. Again, you just have to bear with me. I can only go as quick as that. We had, as I said, 300 odd people play, 80 something yesterday and 220 today, and I think everybody went out and enjoyed themselves, which was what I had intended that they enjoyed. Some people sort of left it late to sort of make the scores, others lost their scores at the end, but not everybody came in. But as far as that's concerned, 300 people hopefully enjoyed their day out there, and as such, the course being as good as it was, there isn't a reason why they shouldn't have enjoyed it. So to start the competition, we had Art McCrory and Brian McGuigan, two notable gentlemen, if you ever knew people. But Brian had a sort of a litany of things to spiel out to everybody, and I have to say, very professionally he'd done it as well. So Art and Brian, thank you very much. We had also Roy Turner and Iggy Mann, who were joyriding. That's all I can say. They were joyriding in the court, but they were they were acting as rangers and keeping people moving. And again, I don't think. I remember playing on Captain's Day when you took 5 hours. I don't think we went far over the 4 hours over the 2 days. So I think maybe they were afraid of the Art. I don't know. But I thank Art and Roy and Iggy for their part in the job today. So thank you. We're talking about the competitions, and again, I have to congratulate all the winners. I don't know anything about the winners, I have to say, but I asked about the scoring yesterday because I'd set the positions of the pins in the middle of the greens, and I thought it was going to be easy. And I suddenly found out that not many of our players actually know where the middle of the green is. So the scores haven't changed one bit. So there is the odd person who has actually probably made a score today, but not by accident, more by design. So I tried to make it fair to everybody that played today, and I hope that they have taken it in that spirit, that it was a fair course, and it was up to yourselves whether you're going to score well or not. So I thank all the people there. I have to thank Neil Cromwell and Marty Christ. Not a lot of people know what they're doing. I'm being told now.
No, nothing to do with you. I'm looking at somebody else.
There's a lot of hecklers here now, all of a sudden. I feel like I was prison.
Tom Jones.
Point it that way. The speaker.
The director is taking over.
There you go. Perfect. Duck, Jack.
Overtaken by a speaker. But anyway, I was just about to say, I'm thanking Neil Cromwell and Marty Christ. Not a lot of people would know the amount of time and effort that they actually put into our juveniles. And looking at it from this, they have an inspiration this year, for me anyway, with Adam Kerr and Alan Rankin in their sort of efforts in dealing with the juveniles and encouraging them as members of this club. So it's something we need for the future, considering the membership and the age membership in this club. We really do need people like Neil and Maura to bring forward the younger people, and I really do that for you. I have to go well, I don't have to go, but I don't want to leave him too late in case he sulks. Mr. Vice Captain. Richard has been a great assistance to me in advice and in his work as the PRO for the club. I don't think we could have got a better one. And the big problem is it's going to be very difficult to replace him next year. But he has advised me that he will take selfies. So we don't need to employ a PRO or a cameraman. Richard will do it from there. Throughout the year, I've looked for team captains, and many of them are here tonight as an appreciation for what they do for the club. People think it's an easy job trying to arrange matches and get a team to start with. I know when I was a team captain, I had a panel of 15 one minute and then down to 7 the next. So I understand that team captains take a time, and they have to give a lot of time to be captains of the teams and their players as well. So even though it didn't get me the trophy that I wanted this year, I still hold them in high regard, and I thank them for their sterling work and their efforts and their team players. Thank you. I'm getting a wee bit more to do towards the end of this, and I'm sorry if you are falling asleep. We've had a lot of ups and downs in recent years with all sorts of things, but I have great admiration for a person, namely Patrick Brannigan. Patrick came in here in a time when the club was in difficult financial position, and as treasurer he had taken the bull by the horns, and through his diligence and his hard work he has actually led the club to a more firmer footing for the future. So I would like you to thank Patrick for that. Really. Then I'll go to the office, where the hub of the place, and there's a lot of work done in it, and I've been in it quite often for the last few weeks, as you would imagine, and we have a secretary in there who probably is better than any I've come across, and when she does it part-time, she does an awful lot in the part-time, and it's just a pity, as I've said at the beginning of the year, we hadn't more like her or more of her. Is that wrong? I mean, in time, she's only part-time, but Liz Allen is a breath of fresh air to us, and we have long laboured with needing someone who actually can deal with the everyday things in the office, and also dealing with people who we should be sort of getting good contracts with and everything else. Liz is a good contractor. Some days we'll have to chase her home, but I'm not telling you that, John. on the clubhouse front, Colin Shannon and his bar committee, they continue to ensure the smooth running and financial improvement of the bar. So, Colin, keep up the good work, and thank you. David Bird, the house convener, he works tirelessly to improve the clubhouse, and he is a person you can talk to and talk with, and he does get things done for you. So I thank you, David. The catering convener, Roy Turner, is a big asset to us. He keeps on the back of the caterers, and anyone who had a meal in the night can testify that he must have been standing all over them tonight. So I would like to thank Roy and the committee, Richard Black, Lady Captain, Pauline Valney, Paddy Burns, who actually were instrumental in bringing in the new caterers, who agreed to have the new caterers, and they successfully done it with a professional manner. And I think, as I say, the caterers now have done us justice, and bringing them in has been worthwhile. So I want you to thank everybody involved in that. Just on that note, I want to say we had a meal in there tonight, and I hope everybody that was there appreciated it, and it was second to none as far as I'm concerned. I know everybody's table had a little sort of jug, cup, whatever, to put a donation into it, and I have to say it proves the style, the status of the people. That money is going to Mary Curie. So I have to thank them for that. So it's not all about so I appreciate that. I'm going on to the bar convener, or the bar staff, Damien, Martin, and Shay and the rest. Somebody actually whispered in my ear, "Do you like Shay's haircut?" Shay, I'm only asking. I didn't notice. But for all the staff that we've had tonight and their efficiency, I would like to thank them. I'd also like to thank Paul and Ian, the caretakers, who the drop of a hat will do anything for me and have done anything for me that I've asked. So I appreciate your good work, Paul and Ian. I have to thank the caterers. I've sort of gone a wee bit ahead of myself. I have to thank Joey and Ciara and the rest of the staff there, who actually have been very, very attentive and have done a great job for us since they've joined here. And hopefully they will continue to do that, and we'll see more of them and see more people going into the restaurant. So thank you very much. I promise you'll be home before midnight. In this club, we are indebted to our sponsors. We have an awful lot of sponsors, and I keep using the phrase they're a lifeline or lifeblood to this club. And we have a great amount of sponsors, and this year they have continued their sponsorship. We've had new ones this year, and we hope they will continue. And I would like to thank all our sponsors from the ladies' side and from the men's side who have actually contributed to us and feel that they should support us, and they do. And I would like on the gents' side to thank Art for harassing people and for actually going through the system. We will be having their sponsors day next month or September or something. But all the sponsors, we really are indebted to them, and it helps the club out greatly. So thank you for that. On the sponsorship situation, we have a sponsor here who actually almost works for the club and does a lot for the club and has done a lot for me in the last couple of weeks, and that's Cormac Knott. Cormac does a lot without telling anybody, even me. He doesn't tell, he just goes ahead and does, and then lets me know the results. And the results are good, as you've seen up there, the drone and everything else. It's not out watching golfers that are playing, it's just to show how good a course we have in its best condition. So Cormac, I know a lot of people don't know exactly what you do in the background, but I appreciate it, and I thank you for everything you've done. My big focus, and I'm sure many of you have heard me talk about merchandise and everything else, we don't do an awful lot of our own merchandising here, and I think I did get some of the prizes to show what can be done, and when it comes to that, I'm hoping in the future that we'll open out and sell merchandise on the internet and in the clubhouse here and everything else, so that we can invest money for the future. To actually look at what we do and what we don't do, I asked a person, I was at a function in the rugby club, and I had asked a person, how do we go about it? And he actually said, you've come to the right person, because I'm a marketing consultant. So as we got talking and things, he says, would you like me to come to the club and have a look and see what it is? And thankfully he has come, and he's done a little report on the club and how he sees that we should go forward. And he's here tonight somewhere. Evan Morton. Where is it? Evan Morton. Thank you very much, Evan. And hopefully we'll go forward on that. So I'm running out of names, but one that I have here is B. Gordon. B. Gordon has, in a difficult situation at present, she has been very, very helpful to me, and over the years she was always helpful to the club. So I just want to wish Noel well, and B, at the present, I think they deserve our thoughts. There's another friend of mine, and I'm going to make an admission here, and you're going to all hold this against me. She was my first girlfriend. At 8 years of age. Her name was Ida Devani. I know she's not here. She was here this morning, but I was hoping she'd be here so I could finish this. And Ada has done the curtains and everything outside, and the furniture outside, which looks the part. It's less tatty than anything else. But the more important thing, she's had her leg down my trousers twice in the recent times, and in the biblical sense, of course, it's all to do with turning them up. I have short legs. So if you tell her tomorrow that I thanked her for that in her absence, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'll move on. Around this clubhouse, I'm sure you've seen decorating, painting, and everything else going on. And we have a guy who throws himself into a lot of our work, and he's called Stephen Miller. And Stephen Miller is another one who actually, without a second glance or a second nod, does things for us. And I really appreciate Steve doing his work for us. Thank you, Stephen. There is a big draw at the end of the year, and I'm sure most of you have seen all the notice and everything else. That draw, we've had 2 interim draws, and we've had prizes and everything else. As you can see, it's a lot of money, a lot of time, and we actually needed a committee to do that. And I have to say, like a lot of people who have come to this club recently and got involved in committees and that there, Declan McGrounds is the main driver of this draw, with Gail Steed and Colin Shannon, Richard Stewart, and myself and other. We're driving forward with this draw for Boxing Night, and we're hoping that this place will be filled like this here for Boxing Night, because it's for club funds. But I have to appreciate the people, the time that Declan has put into organising the distribution and the tickets and the sales and the money and everything else. He has put an awful lot of time into it, and for what it's worth, we're halfway there, and I think he deserves all the credit. I have a note here to say there's still tickets available. So I have a couple of little things to add here. First and foremost, I got another whisper in my ear, and I want to congratulate Dudley Martin. Dudley, this is your 50th Captain's Day, is it? 50 times here. Listening to the name, congratulations. I hope you have a good night, and may you have many more, Dudley. I would like you to have won a prize, but I don't know. Also, Jack O'Hare, I think, is in a similar situation. Jack is 50 years, but he can't be here because of circumstances. So I commend or congratulate Jack as well. We probably have come to the end of, as I say, Billy Connolly would describe as an Ian dribble. And I want to sort of go now to the competitions. And over the last 2 days, like every week, we have competitions run, and they just don't happen, and results and prizes aren't organised just on their own. And we have to thank John Lowe and his competitions committee for doing such a good job. It's time consuming, and I'm sure Bernadette gets annoyed, shall I say, if you put so much time in it. But I appreciate what you've done for me this year, and hope you'll continue to the end of the year for that. And when it comes to that, I'm down to know the results myself, so no doubt you'll be up shortly and do that. This year we have sort of moved slightly. Again, I make no apology. I try to encourage the togetherness in the club with ladies and gents working hand in hand. And in this instance, I've asked Ellen Brady to actually do the reading out of the ladies and the girls prizes, and John will do the men. So we'll interlope or interlock or whatever. No. So that we have an input from the ladies as well, making life easy for John. Not so easy for Ellen, but she's really thrilled to do this. So I thank Ellen for accepting that offer to do it for me. I really missed someone out, but I'm sure he wouldn't let me, because I have to sort of say, Paddy Burns, even though he is a native of Armagh, he does give an awful lot of his time and energy for this club. He's a good friend of mine, and he's an important asset to this club at this stage. And I think if people really knew the amount of time that he has put into this club, unpaid and just doing his own thing, it's either an addiction or else he's crazy. Thank you, Paul. He's never let me down, and he's somebody I lean on a regular basis. That's as much as I can say at this stage before we go to the prizes. But like everything else, Dudley, I've mentioned your notable achievement here, and I have to say that I have another notable achievement, and that's in the form of Philip Kelly. Philip Kelly qualified for the first time since Paul Russell here qualified in the top 64, was it? In the north of Ireland. So I think that's our future, and hopefully we'll see much more. And I appreciate what he's done and how he's brought notice to the club. So that's what it's all about, enhancing the picture that we send out to people about our club. We have a good course, we have good people, and we have good golfers. So hopefully it'll get better in the future, and we'll see our names and lights in the major competitions, and we'll have scratch player after scratch player. So good luck to you all, you gentlemen, you young men, and thank you very much. Talking about the future of the club, I have to thank two men specifically for little tasks that they were given to do, and they took them without any ado or sweat, took them in their stride. The first was Remy McMahon. He undertook a great task tonight and done it in his bold, funny way. Where is he? Is he gone home? Oh, he's on the compound. But I thank Raymond for doing what he did tonight for me. And the other is Jerry Recruit. And I'm going to have to say this very carefully, because Jerry will be making a speech after me. Not immediately after me, after the prize giving. So I have to be very nice to you, Jerry. Jerry knows a lot about me, maybe too much. I'll not go there, in the biblical sense, by the way. So, Jerry, thank you for agreeing to do that as well. I would like to thank all the prize givers, prize winners, and as such, I've come to the end of my lollipop, and I just have to say at this stage, I'm delighted to have my daughters home with me. And the fact that they're here, and also Leo is here. The fact that I actually moved to Banbury and they still managed to find me is another thing. But I have to thank for the short time they've been here, they've been a real help to me, and they've done a lot of things for me in the last couple of hours, which I needed done. And they... Couple of hours. Be kind. And they will be presenting the prizes on my behalf, so they will be called up for that. So I hope...
the eye candy, Marty.
The eye candy. But anyway, they'll be, and I thank them for being here, and I hope that everybody has had a good night and a good 2 days, people around the club, and I hope that we will have as many people again in the future, and everything will look rosy if we keep supporting the club. So thank you very much.
presentation of prizes now, and you're probably saying this is the most exciting part of the night. You want to know who has won all of these beautiful prizes that Marty has brought for the prize winners, and I have to say they're absolutely magnificent. Probably one of the best sets of prizes I've seen for a long time in this club. Marty will be doing the presentation, but he'd like a little bit of help, and I know he's got these two beautiful daughters down to my right here, Carrie and Emma, if they would come up. They're going to help to give out the prizes, but the PRO, Richard, has told me he's not taking individual photographs up here. He'd prefer, at the end, if everybody would wait, and we go out to the foyer or round the back here, depending on what he wants to do, he will take all the photographs then, if that's okay. That'll speed things up. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? So, as the captain just said just a moment ago, we're going to start off. We're going to start off with the presentation to the juvenile girls and the ladies competition. And I would like to call on the ladies competition secretary, Ellen Brady.
Mr. Captain, Mr. President, Lady Captain, Mr. Vice Captain, Lady Vice Captain, ladies and gentlemen, the results from the ladies branch: juvenile girls, 6 holes, winner Emily Ballantyne. We think Emily's in bed.
John Morris.
The 9-hole juvenile girls winner, Lauren McKeown. And the winner of the 18-hole competition with 42 points, Kiva Hillen.
Mr. Captain, Mr. President, Madam Captain, Mr. Vice Captain, Madam Vice Captain, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Captain, I'm delighted to win your competition and lovely prize. On behalf of all the junior girls, I wish to thank you for putting up these prizes and to wish you every success for the remainder of your captain's year. Thank you.
And now to the ladies. And in second place, with a fantastic score of 42 points, playing up a 10 handicap, June Humphreys. And the winner of the ladies competition, who is a very promising young player.
Thank you, Ellen.
Jane, nothing speaks for experience. but we have to encourage them. With a fantastic 45 points. These men should be ashamed. The winner of Marty's Captain's Prize 2016 is Colette McSorley.
Mr. Captain, Mr. President, Lady Captain, Mr. Vice Captain, Lady Vice Captain and guests. Thank you very much for the invitation to attend your day, Marty, and thank you on behalf of the Ladies Branch for putting up fantastic prizes. I'm delighted and thrilled to play a very small part in your day. I hope you've been able to enjoy the build-up and preparations to today over the last few weeks, and I hope you can enjoy your evening with guests and your family. To Tom, the Greens Committee and all the other committees that are part of the club and look after the club and the course, thank you so much for keeping it in such fantastic nick, not only for this week but over the last year. It has just been fantastic, and congratulations and well done for all your hard work. To the Ladies Committee, thank you very much for looking after Thursday's competition and for all your hard work all year round. And finally, to my playing partner on Thursday, Barbara, thank you for keeping our round positive and humorous throughout, and for reminding me to keep my head down on the 17th and 18th. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.
Now we'll come to the men. Could I call on the men's competition convener, John Lowe?
I see him as popular as ever. Right, folks, we'll start with the juvenile boys. First juvenile boys junior with a net 68 was Simon McGurk. That's it. First juvenile boys senior was Chris Calvert. Now Chris Calvert can't be here, so his uncle Richard Stewart, the vice captain, is going to lift it for him. Right, but we're due to get through, so we'll start with the visitor. And the visitor's prize was won by Conor McGurgan. Now Conor can't be here tonight. With a net 68 he won it, and it's going to be collected by Shay. Sorry.
Thomas Shelby, give us a speech.
Mark the bar.
He looks like a crouch. Right now, I hope you're all prepared for a shot. The country overseas 18 to 24 age group was won by a young fella who is working tonight and has tried to get here, and unfortunately he's not here yet. But his father's here. David Doyle with a net 59. Fantastic score. step in here because there's a problem. Yeah, I have to present the council and committee prize, and fortunately or unfortunately, it's John Lowe.
It's a long time since I've won anything. I'd very much like to thank Marty, our captain, for these wonderful prizes. I would like to congratulate Tom and the Greens Committee and the Greens staff for the condition of the course. It's absolutely marvellous. And I suppose I may thank my football, even Kevin Toad. The one thing that urged me on today was Colin Shannon and his £2. Yeah.
Did you take it off him?
Thank you very much. We'll get on with the main prizes now. Past captain and president. Well, he's current president at the minute. Walter Neville with a net 68.
Give us a song, Walter.
I don't mean to blow, but I defended my trophy. I won it last year. Now, it's not true that all past captains and past presidents are duff golfers. It's not true at all. It's just that I'm luckier than most of them. And Marty, thank you very much. That's a lovely prize. I hope I get it. Yeah, you mentioned earlier that a certain person that I play a lot of golf with, is going to second the vote of thanks. Now, I want to make it clear to you before he makes his speech that it was written by Donald Trump and it was proofed by Boris Johnson.
Right, folks, just before we go into the gross and the main prizes tonight, I'd like to thank Paul Doyle for helping me this last 2 days. He has done an awful lot of work early in the morning, and he was here very early today, played his golf, went home, came back, and spent about 4 hours down in that office. So thank you very much, Paul. Right, the gross prize with an excellent gross 68, Stuart Stevenson.
Yeah, so I'd just like to thank my playing partners, Tommy, Murray, and Delph with. Actually, I ran into Marty at the second. I played the road shot at the second. Yeah, I ended up pin high at the second, just off the right. Used the road for a bit extra distance. So, we'll try that one in the future. Thanks very much. It's a great day.
Category 19 to 28 with an excellent net 64, which on normal occasions would win this competition, was Tim Kane.
like the professor of psychotherapy who was talking about his sexual experiences. All I have to say is, it gives me great pleasure.
Category 13 to 18, and it will not be the first time he's been up here tonight. And thankfully, his net 65 winning this category helped me win my prize. Richard Stewart. Winning the bat 6.
Go get your prize, Richard.
That's all right, Wallen. It's just a kiss off Emma. No, thanks very much. I don't really am stuck for words. Like, it's not very often that I am. Like, here we go. You're right. It's been an absolute pleasure to play today. The course was in great condition, and I was very lucky with a lot of holes. So I was very lucky to win this prize, and I'm delighted. Thank you.
Category 0 to 12 was won by Ronan McWilliams with a net 65 in the back 9. And once again, Paul Doyle gets a chance to come up here to the podium. With a net 63, a marvellous score, PJ Quinn. You want this one? Okay, we've got to the main prize, the captain's prize, with a marvellous score of net 60. 60, yes. Eric Hamilton. Hello. Paddy says I have to make a speech, so he wrote down a lot of nice things about Marty, but I'm not going to mention them. Mr. Captain, Mr. President, Madam Captain, Vice Captains Gail and Richard, the Oliver family, guests and members of County Armagh Golf Club. I'd like to thank Martin for his beautiful prizes. Oh, they've all gone. I trust, Emma, you had something to do with them because they were very nice indeed. No, nothing to do with you. So, thank you very much, Martin, for the beautiful prizes for everyone today. I would like to thank Mr. Calvert and Ian McCarr for the condition of the course today, and my playing partners, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Flack electing Mr. Hanna, who didn't say a lot to me, but sometimes do. Well, they kept me out of mischief anyhow. I was talking to the captain this morning at the coffee morning, and he was advising me that he had put the pins in the middle of the green. So I explained to him that I always hit the ball into the middle of the green, and we both laughed at that, mind you. But I must be one of those odd people, Marty. You mentioned before because I managed to get it fairly near the green a few times. I don't want to detain anybody any further because Jerry will be saying loads of things about Martin. From my point of view, I'd like to thank Martin for his great enthusiasm and his commitment to the club. For something like 40 years now, Martin, is that right? And so I have great pleasure in proposing the vote of thanks to our captain, Martin Oliver.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is not a surprise. I think he's been mentioned twice already. So can I call on Jerry McCrease to second the vote of thanks?
Ladies and gentlemen, before I really start, our captain briefly referred to her when he was making his speech. There are not too many people who know his eldest daughter, but I've known Carrie when she was that size, and Carrie, I'm delighted to see you here tonight. Mr. Captain, can you hear me? Mr. President, Madam Captain, Mr. Vice Captain, Madam Vice Captain, ladies and gentlemen, friends. When I was asked to second the vote of thanks to our captain, I felt a bit like, you know, the Liverpool footballer Mario Balotelli. Football followers here tonight will recall some time ago when Mario scored one of his rare goals for Liverpool. There weren't many. He lifted up his jersey to reveal the vest underneath with the words, "Why me?" I asked myself the same question, why me?
Show us your vest, Jerry.
But when I thought about it, the question became, why not me? But I can tell you plenty about him.
Just enough, Jerry.
I've known Marty probably longer than most members of this club. We went to the same school, we played in the same Gaelic team. When I played, he couldn't get his place.
It's all got to do with the age.
Speaking of football, Marty belongs to a rare breed of footballers in this town, and he played for both Pierce Oaks and Armagh Harps. I won't go into the reasons why he made a switch, but he made a good choice. Marty played Gaelic with great distinction, representing Armagh at both minor and senior level. It was while playing minor level for Armagh that he first appeared on TV. Now, he became a TV personality in later years. But playing in an All-Ireland semi-final in Croke Park, I think it was against Sligo, wasn't it? I think it was 1968. You right? She says he was a child. But anyway, he became a member of a famous group of Armagh footballers on that occasion. He missed a penalty at Croke Park. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's very easy to miss a penalty in Gaelic football. Firstly, the kick is taken from 15 yards out, not 12 as in soccer. And secondly, the goals are much narrower than in soccer. Well, Marty made it look very easy. He stepped up in full view of the whole nation. It was the most bloody penalty ever. Enough said about his football career. I'll return to his sporting career later. Anyway, one of Marty's first journeys into the work scene was as a student nurse in St Luke's Hospital. Am I right? Yeah. I told you I know plenty about you. In fact, as I recall, he was a student nurse under the tutelage of my late father-in-law. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. But he soon realised that a nursing career was not for him. And he left to join the cushy life of a civil servant as a customs and excise officer, where he stayed for the remainder of his working life. And I use the term working very loosely. And it was while working as a customs officer that he next appeared on television, BBC I think it was. It was decided to make a documentary programme about life as a customs officer. A camera crew followed Marty and his colleagues, and there are some here tonight, on a raid they made to a farmhouse shed in South Armagh somewhere, where they uncovered an illegal poaching still. A lot of cheering was done, and arrests were made. I think Slab Murphy's still looking for it. But back to his sporting career. When Marty realised his football days were probably over, he decided to take up golf. That was about 40 years ago. He and I both joined this great club around the same time. As everyone knows, Marty became very proficient at this great game, and his handicap quickly came down. He became so proficient that he still plays off a single-figure handicap, and I congratulate him on that. And that is no mean achievement at his age.
I spoiled it there.
And he has represented this club on various teams down through the years, and is currently a member of senior team. Yeah, not going to that. Now, some time ago, Marty decided to give something back to the club, and he put himself forward for election to council, and he served council for about 12 years off and on. In that time, he has served in various committees with great distinction, none more so than the time and effort he put into his spell as competition convener. A very time-consuming, as I found the page, which we all appreciate, and a job which he did to the best of his ability, and always was the best long-term interests of the club. Now to go back to television. On a third occasion, Marty returned to our TV screens, this time accompanied by his lovely daughter Emma, when they travelled to the Masters this year. Now, Emma told what do you call it, before I can't remember his name, who saw and listened that she was spending her inheritance. But Emma, I bet your inheritance is worth a lot more than the cost of that trip. Finally, you'll be glad to hear. I hope Marty has had a very enjoyable and successful Captain's Day. And I'm sure everyone here tonight wishes you a happy and successful year. I am very honoured to second the vote of thanks to our Captain, Marty Oliver. Thank you.
I know you're mad to get to the bar, but we have just two very small presentations still to make. Could you just bear with me? Could I call on Carrie and Emma just up one more time, please? And their dad will present them with a bouquet each. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience this evening. It has been a wonderful evening, but it's only the beginning. The music will be getting going now in the next 10-15 minutes. The bar will be open, but Richard, our PRO and Vice Captain, would like all the prize winners to go into the dance floor area and get the photographs for the press, for the internet, etc. I just thank you very much for your patience. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.